Hey friends, it's Julie here. We are just a few minutes out from starting Stamp and Bingo night. So I went ahead and started the live. I'm going to do some little bit of adjusting here. And as you're joining, go ahead and send a comment, say hello so I know you're here, and that will also help me to check my settings with the comments. This is going to be so much fun, you guys. Okay, I'm going to turn down get myself turned down. Let's see. I'm going to wiggle this a little bit, so if you get motion sickness, don't watch for a second. Yeah, okay. Again, we are just a couple minutes out from Stampin' Bingo night here on Facebook Live. And as I mentioned, I am fiddling, doing some last minute, every time I move my setup, I kind of have to readjust a little bit. So let me see here. Okay, and as you're coming on to Facebook Live with me, go ahead and leave a comment. Say hello. Let me know you're here. And as I'm watching my comments, I know it takes a while because I'm doing Facebook Live. I'm using my phone as the camera, but I'm also viewing it on my laptop so that I can see the comments. Awesome. Tina's here. Hi, Tina. And it's funny, Laura, I see that you're on. There you are. Hi, thanks for commenting. Okay, good. I know you guys, because I love you already, so many of you are already dear to me. I know that you're going to be very forgiving if we have a few bumps along the way, this one being the first Stampin' Bingo night. My plan is to do them monthly. So we're just going to sit tight for a couple of moments and let a couple more people get on. I have a list of all the people I'm expecting, so I'm going to just kind of hang out here for a second. Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Ashley. Awesome. Okay, you guys are already the best. I'm so excited for this. Now, I'm going to say a few things more than once. That way, if you're here already from the beginning, you're going to hear them a few times. But because people will be adding in over the next few minutes, you might hear some of these announcements more than once. So I do want to tell you that we're going to be stamping tonight. And we're also going to be playing bingo. If you gathered supplies so that you're stamping along with me tonight, go ahead and grab those. You should have some plain white cardstock, perhaps some designer paper, some Christmas stamps. Hey, Stephanie, you made it. Hi. Kathy Meinert. Oh my goodness. Hi, how are you? Kathy's here from Arizona. I have a few gals who are joining me from the East Coast, so they're going to be staying up a little later than those of us on the Pacific Coast who are watching live at 6:30. Kathy, welcome. All right, so as I was mentioning, if you're stamping along with me, and I knew that you would be, I sent you a list of some supplies to gather. And so if you want to grab those, and it's totally fine if you are just going to watch tonight. We're going to be using a couple of different stamp sets. I kind of narrowed it down. We have a lot of people who are going to be watching tonight that are brand new and may not even be crafters yet. So I really tailored this more towards the beginner, but those of you who are already avid crafters and have been stamping for a long time, don't worry. You are still going to love the projects tonight. There's Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. All right, this is great. So the order of events tonight, and again, I'm just kind of doing announcements and some housekeeping. In just a moment, I will do our first card demonstration. And after that, we'll play our first game of bingo. And I do have prizes. then a second card demonstration and a second game of bingo. And then I think we're going to have plenty of time to do all 3 projects and 3 games of bingo. So that is going to be kind of our agenda for the night. All right. Let me remind you, if you're just dropping in and you're getting settled, please leave me a comment so that I can say hello to you and I know that you're watching. And also, if you're on Facebook Live, you may have gotten a pop-up notice that is asking if you want to turn on your notifications. Go ahead if you want to and click yes or turn those on. And that way, anytime I do a Facebook Live, you will be notified. It was quite funny over the last 2 days while I was going on to Facebook Live and just doing some setting tests. A few of you stumbled upon those, and it was fun to see you and then to have to explain, I'm not doing anything, I'm just doing some tests. So anyway, that is one thing about your notifications. You may want to turn those on. Evelyn, hi Evelyn. Awesome. Evelyn is a new demonstrator on my team and she is tuning in from Massachusetts tonight. Hi Evelyn. And you have a friend, Sheila. I think her name is Sheila. She's going to be playing along tonight too. So we'll watch for Sheila to say hello. Janae's here. Hi Janae. Okay, this is awesome. All right, well, this is what we're going to do. For those of you who jumped on right at 6:30 and are ready to go, we are going to get started. I know we'll be adding some people as the time goes, and hopefully none of you will need to leave early. But in case you do, let me finish my announcements, and that way if you don't hear them at the end, that'll be okay. Our next Stampin' Bingo night is going to be on Tuesday, December 7th. So make a note of that or put it in your phone. And I'm going to be doing a drawing that night. And the way to get entered into the drawing is to invite somebody new who did not come to Stamp and Bingo tonight. So somebody brand new. So if you invite someone and they register, your name will go in a drawing and I will do a drawing for a free stamp set. So you want to be sure and invite, as if you invite 3 new people, then you'll get 3 entries into the drawing. So that will be going on at the December one. Hi, Sheila. Okay, good. You made it. Sheila, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, so that's the next one is December 7th. Will be the next Stampin' Bingo night. It will also be free. And I just mentioned that I will be doing a drawing for a free stamp set. And the way to get entered into the drawing is to invite someone new. So of course I want you to play along again in December. And then if you invite someone new and they register and play along, then your name will go into the basket for the drawing for a stamp set. Hi, oh, Antoinette is here. Hi, Antoinette. Great, you made it. Okay, so we're gonna jump in. I will mention after the first card, after the first project, I'll mention one other announcement, and that is about an ordering special. And so we'll come back to that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this stamp set quite a bit tonight. This is called Be Jolly, and it's got these cute images, 2 different Santas. You can see the cute tree, the sled with the packages on it. This is the one that we are going to start with, and we're going to do a couple different things with this. So if you're stamping from home, grab some white cardstock and a black ink pad and your stamps. If you happen to have this set, even better, just run to your stamp stuff and grab it. Otherwise, feel free to just watch tonight. You can always watch the replay at another time and stamp along with me if you just have too much going on. I hope you have a snack and something to drink and you are getting all settled in. Patsy's here. Hi, Patsy. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to grab my supplies and we're going to get started. I know some of you are already big-time stampers, and I know some of you have probably never done this at all. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'll probably over-explain some things. So you avid crafters, just be patient with me. I'm starting with just a scrap of white cardstock. It doesn't matter what size because we're going to cut our image out, but this is just a scrap a couple inches big. All right, so we're going to start with that. And I'm going to take the sled or the sleigh. Actually, I don't know. See, I live in California and we don't have winter here. I don't even know the difference of a sled or a sleigh. So if you know the difference of a sled or a sleigh, put that in the comments so you can help me out. Hi, Cecilia, welcome. And so in the meantime, while you guys are schooling me on that, we're going to grab a black ink pad. All right, so some basic stamping lessons here. I have my stamp, it's mounted on my block, and I'm going to ink it up with my black ink pad. I'm just kind of tapping it and walking it around. That way, if you have some spots on your ink pad that are inkier or drier, you're going to get your stamp inked up very well. All right, then we're going to take that stamp and stamp it right on the white cardstock, pressing straight down. Okay, Cheryl's telling me it's a sled. Okay, so we've got one vote for sled. I like it. I have no reason to question you, Cheryl. All right, there's our little image. Again, if you're stamping along with me, you should have something stamped on your white cardstock. And then reach for your coloring tools. Maybe you have colored pencils or markers. I'm going to be using our Stampin Blends, and I'll teach you a little bit about our Stampin Blends as we go. Again, if you're crafting along with me, wonderful. In fact, okay, Laura is saying that a sled you ride on and a sleigh you ride in. Okay, I do love that. And I've probably maybe once been in a sled or in a sleigh. Okay, so let me talk to you about our Stampin' Blends. I am using Real Red. When you buy the Stampin' Blends, they come with a light and a dark of each color. So I've got my light and dark here, and I'm going to start with my light Real Red marker. There's two different ends. There's a skinny coloring end, like a bullet tip, and then there's a fatter end, which is a brush marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my brush marker, and I'm just going to color in my package. Okay, so this is the step that you're going to want to be doing if you're crafting at home is starting to color your image in. Otherwise, you're watching me color. Now, I'm using the fatter tip of the two ends of the marker, but I'm just kind of laying the color in there because what I'm going to do is take the darker one now and kind of do an outline. And this will get any of those little gaps that I left. Now, one really nice thing about our Stampin' Blends markers is that even if you are not very artistic, and I am not, you might not believe me, but I'm really not. I can do crafts and I can copy, and certainly all of the Stampin' Up! Products make me feel like I can accomplish a lot, but I'm really not very artistic. The way the Stampin' Blends work is they allow you to get some shading and some shadows. They kind of do the work for you and make you look like you're more artistic than you really are. I'm going to grab Mossy Meadow now. This is the lighter of the two. There's a light and a dark, and I'm going to color in my bow. So this is the lighter Mossy Meadow. All right, and Cecilia is helping us out too. A sleigh is pulled by horses or reindeer. Oh, of course, like Santa's sleigh. Okay, that totally makes sense. See, I never really stopped and thought about it until we were talking about it tonight. All right, so with my light marker, I have the ribbon colored in. And then just like I did before, I'm going to take the darker, still Mossy Meadow, but I'm going to take the darker one and just do a little bit of an outline. I'm going to go on the underside of my bow. That gives it some shading. And look at how much better that looks than if you were just coloring with perhaps regular markers. So the Stampin' Blends really do help you out a lot. All right, we're going to color this little package. So this time I'm getting a different set of green markers. These are Granny Apple Green. All right, and now we're kind of getting our flow. So I am going to speed up my process here. I'm going to try to not talk as fast, but I am going to try to craft faster. How's that? All right, again, if you're just joining, welcome. Let me know you're here by leaving a comment. Now I'm switching to the dark of the Granny Apple Green and just adding a little bit of shading. And then let's jump back to Real Red. All right, and one thing I did not fiddle with or test is zooming. So here in a minute, I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on this a little bit so that you're able to see the detail a teeny bit better. All right, so we've got the package with the stripes. And we've got the Real Red, the Granny Apple Green. I'm gonna go to my dark Real Red. And again, this kind of just helps fill in, gives it a little bit of shading. And I think I'll color this heart while I'm here. Really, I can just put a little dot of color in there. The paper kind of soaks it up. In fact, I do want to mention when you're coloring with the Stampin' Blends, they go through. I've never had them go through to the next layer, so I don't think you have to worry about that, but I do want to warn you just in case, because I'd hate for you to ruin something underneath. Okay, and then let's do that long skinny package with our Granny Apple Green. All right, let me know if you are stamping along with me or just watching. All right, go ahead and put that in the comments so that I can see what's happening out there. Cheryl, I love the blends too. I keep adding more and more colors to my collection. Patsy, how about you? Have you been using the blends yet? I'm sure you have. Patsy's been stamping for a long time. Okay, now I have a color called Crumb Cake. All right, Cindy's watching, Laura's stamping along with me. And I want to let you know that if you make a comment or you have a question and I miss it, because you know they keep scrolling, I am going to go back and read them all afterwards. And if you had any questions that I didn't answer, I will make sure that I get answers to you. Oh, Patsy loves her Stampin' Blends too. Awesome. All right, so there's Crumb Cake on our sled. And then I'm going to use the dark Crumb Cake just underneath here, because I think that that is going to look a little shaded because it's underneath the base of our little sled. And then I chose to use, let's see, Smoky Slate. So this is one of the gray colors. And I'm just going to put maybe this is like the blade part of the sled. So I'm going to do that in gray. All right. Okay, so Patsy is stamping along. She's using Tidings and Trimmings. Love that bundle. That's awesome. And Janae, I agree. This is so much fun with other people. You guys, I've been so excited about tonight. And I'm super tickled that you're all here and that we're playing along together. Okay, so now what I want you to do is grab your scissors. If you're crafting along, grab your scissors and you're going to cut your image out. All right, I have my little paper snips here, which I love. Oh, I was going to see. Let me see what happens if I try to zoom in. Yeah, I don't know that I can do it, and I don't want to change things. Okay, so let's just keep going. I will figure that out before December. Here, this is how I can zoom. I can bring this up closer to the camera. Wait. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh at me now. Oh, there. Okay, now you can see the detail. All right, so I love my paper snips because they are small but super sharp. And so what I like to tell my stamping students is don't make yourself crazy when you're fussy cutting. This is what we commonly call fussy cutting, when you're cutting your image out with some scissors. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get close to the image. It's actually best to leave a little bit of white. And another trick is to move the paper more than the scissors. So you can see how I am. Let me see if I can get a little bit better in your view. There we go. I'm moving the paper almost more than I am the scissors. That will help you get a nice clean image cut out as well. All right, we're almost done. There we go. So we have our sled. All right, I have a piece of designer series paper here. This is called Heartwarming Hugs. The reason I love it so much is it's kind of the classic traditional red and green. I love lots of Christmas papers, blues with snowflakes, just all the different options, the neutrals, but at some point I always have to come back to red and green. So this piece of designer series paper is cut 3 1/4 by 1 7/8. It is going to go onto your real red cardstock. Now, if you're stamping along with me at home and you don't have dies for cutting this out, then your real red rectangle, you're probably going to want it about 3 1/2 or 3 3/4 inches long by about 2 1/4 inches. But my piece is bigger because I'm going to show you how to die cut this. So I'm grabbing a fancy rectangle out of this stamp set. This is called Color and Contour, which is a great stamp set. We're not using it at all, except it has coordinating dies, and it's this rectangle that comes in the die set that we're going to use. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to reach for my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This comes in 2 sizes. Tonight I'm using the mini because it's a little bit easier when I'm working on my desk and filming, but I really do love the large one because it can do everything. You're a little bit limited by this smaller one. So I've got my mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. I'm layering a 1 plate, a 2 plate, then my paper with the die on top of it like that. And then I'm going to cover it up with another 2 plate. All right, then I'm going to put this through my machine, and I'm going to try not to bump the camera as I'm doing this. So if you've never done any of this crafting stuff before, it's super fun to be able to cut these shapes out. Let me take my layers apart here, and you can see our adorable rectangle. Not only does it have the scallops around there, but it has little stitching marks. Super cute. Okay, and now we're going to get to putting this together. We have one more thing we need to stamp before we assemble our little tag that we're working on here. I have another scrap of basic white cardstock. And this time I am grabbing a colored ink pad. So I have Mossy Meadow. All right, Cecilia says that she is making a wish list. Cecilia, I get you, girl. I totally get you. Whenever I'm watching somebody else stamp, or I go to a class that maybe one of my teammates is doing, I have to make a wish list too, because I want it all. So here's the Mossy Meadow ink pad. And this is the To From stamp, still from Be Jolly. So I'm going to pick up my ink, same thing. I'm going to walk it around a little bit. I do know that I re-inked this ink pad recently, so it's pretty juicy. Let's see if I can get a good image on my first try without getting my head in the camera. All right, so there's our To From on a little scrap. All right, so let's grab our scissors again, and we're just going to trim this down a bit. So now it's up to you. You can use your paper snips if they're your favorite. If I'm going to trim a big piece of, a big strip, I'm either going to grab my trimmer or a bigger pair of scissors, because this blade is going to do better for me. So I just grabbed some longer scissors. All right, I'm gonna do, leave a little room on here, because if you were writing names, you would need some space. And I'm gonna cut the top down a little bit. And this is where we're gonna be really forgiving, because I'm crafting live. And so if everything isn't perfectly straight, we're not gonna worry about it. All right, here we go. Let's put this together and see how lovely it is. I'm using some multi-purpose liquid glue. You can use adhesive of your choice. It might be a glue stick. It might be Stampin' Seal. It might be the old snail that Stampin' Up used to sell. You might still have some of that. All right, so I've got my liquid glue. A little goes a long way. And I'm going to attach this to the center of my red rectangle. Look at how the colors just pop. Taja's here. Hi, Taja. Welcome, welcome. We're just working on our first project, this little Christmas tag. I'm glad you're here. All right, ladies, I'm going to take the, oh, I just said ladies. I don't think we have any men in our audience, so I don't have to fix that. That would be fun, though. Some guys like to craft. All right. I've got glue on the back of my little sled. I'm going to attach that. Whew, just slipped right out of my hand. Attach that to the front. Awesome. Okay, and now we'll take our to from, put a little bit of adhesive onto it, and add that. Let's just put it like in an angle, at an angle up here. All right, look how cute. Now, if I was you, or even as me, and I was gonna make a bunch of these little tags for Christmas presents, I would stamp a whole bunch of sleds and sit in front of a Christmas movie and do all my coloring and cutting, and then come back another night and do my assembling. You can actually work through these pretty quickly. Okay, I'm grabbing just a hole punch. This is like an office hole punch or a crafty hole punch. I think it's a 1/4 inch. Any small hole punch that you have in your home office will work. All I'm going to do is punch a hole in this. This is for our little ribbon. And yes, this could go anywhere. You could do it at this end, you could do it at the top, whatever suits your fancy. And I'm taking this braided trim. This is in Mossy Meadow. And then here's a little trick for threading your ribbons or your trim. I've got both cut ends, and I'm going to feed them through the hole from the front to the back of the project. They're a little bit chunky and they're kind of sticking out. We'll see how this goes. Oh, that worked all right. So I'm feeding it from the front to the back. Then I'm going to put my fingers through the loop and just pull the ends back through. All right. Now, when you do that, it makes a really nice little treatment here with your trim or your ribbon. But when you snug it up, pull one of the pieces at a time instead of both, and you'll get this part nice and tight without ripping the hole, without ripping your tag. So it's kind of another little trick of the trade. All right, so that's nice and snug. I'm going to take my scissors and just trim those ends. Like so. And again, if you are just joining us, make sure you leave a comment so I can say hello to you. Okay, Cheryl, I know, I really want to sit down and just make a bunch of tags too. All right, there's our tag. What I'd like to do is finish this with a couple of rhinestones. And so I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. I have these, okay. This is my little package of rhinestones, but I just grabbed some, I think you can see them, so that I would be ready for this. I'm going to take my little tool and just pick these up with that. Sometimes they jump around or they're hard to get. And so using the tip of your scissors or a little tool like this can be super helpful. And then we're just going to sprinkle them around wherever you think they need to go. So let's put one right there. We'll put a second one over here. And another trick of the trade, whenever you're adding your little embellishments, it's always best to work in odd numbers. So you're going to want to add 3 or 5. And there's a third one. And there is our adorable little tag. Let's review. All we used was one black ink pad for the image and a green ink pad for the to from. You could stamp that in black and get away from having to add that extra ink pad. One color of cardstock, some designer series paper, and a stamp. The ribbon, you might even have ribbon just in your gift wrapping box or somewhere else if you don't have crafting ribbon or trim. All right, that is our first project. Mitzi, hi, welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, Cindy, thank you for saying that. It is a cute tag and I'm in love with it too. While we're here, let me show you some other tags that are the same idea, okay? All right, we have this one, which is also with the same little sled. This one's done obviously in the black and the different colors, and then I've got some really glitzy paper behind it. I punched the hole in the other end on this one. For you crafters that understand the lingo, this is embossed with white emboss powder. And then we have this one, which is super similar to the first one. Same little sled and colors, but just a strip of paper instead of a rectangle, the Be Jolly instead, and some different trim on there. All right, and then here is another look. Oh my gosh, how many of you are into the plaids, the buffalo plaid? So this would be super classic and chic to throw on a Christmas present with the black and white and the black and red. Anybody, is that anybody's favorite? I'm curious. Okay, so Janae was asking about this tool. This is called now I'm just blanking. The U-Pick tool. That's not quite right, but it's going to come to me in a minute. It's got different ends. So this is like a piercing end, and you can also use it to pick things up. I can remove this end and switch it around to a spatula, which has different applications that we're not doing tonight. This also will scoop up your embellishments. This side has a sticky gummy substance that you can use to pick up sequins or things that are too tiny to pick up with your finger. And then there's a couple of other accessories that fit onto this. This is the Take Your Pick tool. There it is. All right, Cindy likes the checks and plaids too. Thanks, Cindy. All right, here's the last one I'll show you. This one's way different, still Christmas, but how about we do blue and pink and purple just because it's so much fun. All right, so you can see the same concept done all different ways, whatever is your thing. Okay, we are going to scoot these out of the way and play our first game of bingo. So I have your numbers that you chose, and you should have them as well. And so this is how we play. I'm going to pull a number, and I'll set it here on the desktop so we can all see it. And if you chose that number, one of your 5 numbers, and I pull the number, then you're going to comment in the chat box, you're going to comment B. So in other words, if I pull the number 5 and 5 was one of the numbers that you registered with, then you're going to quickly type in B. Then I'm going to pull another number, and if you have that one as well, you're going to quickly type into the chat box BI, and so forth. The first person who gets a bingo is going to win a prize. And the first prize that I'm giving away tonight is a all-inclusive card kit. This one is actually super hard to get. In fact, it's been unorderable for a while because of its immense popularity. This is called Christmas Whimsy Kit. And inside the kit, you have everything you need to make 8 Christmas cards with these designs. Oh, that glare is terrible. I'm super sorry. All right, so you have the papers, the embellishments, all of the stamps, the block, the ink, everything that you need is coming in this Christmas Whimsy card kit. So this is going to be the prize for this very first game. Are you so excited? Okay, Tina, I love it too. Super fun. All right, so I will keep explaining the bingo in case that's confusing. By the time we get to our December one, you guys are gonna be pros at this. So here we go. I'm picking my first number, and it is a 6. So if when you registered with me, you chose number 6, then you need to type into the comments B, because this is your B. Hi, Nikki. Good, you found us. Awesome. Okay. All right, we've got a couple of B's showing up. All right, number 6. If you registered with number 6, type in the comments B. Sheila is so excited. Me too, Sheila. Okay, here we go. I'm shaking up the number. I have all of the numbers in this cute little Christmas fabric bag. And I'm reaching in just off camera and pulling blindly. Okay, the next number is 20. So if you chose, when you registered 6 and you also chose 20, then you need to type into the comments BI. Okay, so you're starting to spell out bingo. All right, we don't have any BIs yet. We have a few Bs. We've got another B. Okay, let's keep going. We have an I, and again, just so that I can glance, oh, perfect, Janae, you fixed it, BI. All right, we already have a BI. The number is 3. We have 6, 20, and 3. We have lots of Bs. We have a couple of BIs. I'll give you a minute. You would be really lucky right now if the first 3 numbers I picked are also your 3 numbers. That would be crazy. We've got another B. We have another BI. Here we go with another number 25. That was a popular number. I bet we're going to see some action now. We've got BI, some more Bs. Awesome. I haven't seen a BI. Oh, B. Excellent. Okay, lots of people are in the game now. You're like, yeah, this is getting good. Okay, I'm going to draw another one. We have a BIN on the board. All right, the next number is 19. So if you registered and you chose, when you registered, you chose 19, make sure, we have another BI. Okay. This is great, you guys. This is for that card kit. Denise is here. Hi, Denise. Welcome. All right, Denise has a B. We've got a couple more BIs. Here comes our next number, lucky 7. You guys are fun. You're encouraging each other. All right, there's the 7. We still have a BIN. That's as far as we're going. Good. We've got another B. Patsy's in the game. A BI. Evelyn has a B. Okay, I'm going to draw another number. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. The very first bingo that I see in the comments is going to be the winner. In the event that there's another bingo at the same time, but the comment comes in second, I do have consolation prizes. All right, so I've got this worked out. Don't be worried. All right, the next number is 11. And I know we have BIN so far. All right, anybody? There we go. We've got some BIs. BIN. Mitzi's in the game with a B. Here we go. Another BIN. All right, we're getting close. 22. How about 22? This is so exciting. Okay, we have some BINs. We have lots of BI, lots of BI. Just a couple BIN, and I have not yet seen BING. Here we go with the next number, 14. All right, Taja's in with a B. I know, Cecilia, she said it's not my lucky night tonight. Well, maybe the second game will be your lucky one. All right, we have BIN, BIN, another BIN. Okay, are you getting nervous? All right, here comes the next. Oh, we have one BING. We're getting close. Kathy's got a B. Okay, here we go. 13. Ooh, I think a lot of people picked 13. Let's see if that does it for Laura. I'm watching. We have BING. BING. Awesome. Cecilia, you're in. Yay! Denise is moving right along. BIN. All right, keep going. I have one BING, so we're getting close. Antoinette's in the game. Kathy's got BI. Okay, here we go. 8. We're looking for our first winner. BING. Anybody? All right. Oh, now we have a couple BINGs. One more pull could do it. Oh, Laura. Laura says she has bingo. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Let me see if anybody else has bingo right now. Laura, you're first. Yay! I'm going to check your numbers because sometimes there's mistakes, okay? So let's review Laura's numbers real quick. I have Laura down with a 3, an 8. She registered with 11, 14, and 25. Laura is the big winner. Congratulations, Laura. And it's that card kit that's been hard to get. So I'm going to make a note on my list that Laura gets that card kit. Awesome. All right. And we're going to jump into our second stamping project, and then we'll come back and play bingo again. All right. Everybody's got the hang of it. You guys are the best. All right. For our second project, look at you guys congratulating Laura. Yay. Woohoo. All right. For our second project, I have a piece of designer series paper that measures 4 inches by 11 inches. All right, so if you are running to your craft closet to grab some paper and you're gonna cut it 4 by 11. Then I've got some basic white scraps. I've got some Mossy Meadow. Can you see the theme here tonight? We're using a lot of real red, Mossy Meadow, basic white, because I'm trying to keep the supplies limited. Those of you who are new to stamping and crafting and might want to make a purchase, I don't want you to feel like you have to order 37 things. You can get just a handful of things to get started. All right, so here is more paper from the Heartwarming Hugs. It is in the same pack that this paper came from. All right, let me show you what to do with your long strip of paper. All right, you're going to take a scoring tool, and this could be one of a couple different things. I'm using my Stampin' trimmer, and the Stampin' Up trimmer has a cutting blade on it and then also a scoring blade. So obviously the cutting one is going to slice the paper, and the scoring blade just makes like a crease in the paper. So the other thing that you might grab is your Simply Scored tool, which I'm not going to pull out tonight and confuse our beginners. But those of you who have been around, you can grab your Simply Scored. You're going to score this at 4 and 8. Okay, so let me show you how we do that with the Stampin' trimmer. I can put my paper in line it up here at the top. There's a little lip here, so you can push it up against there. You know your paper is nice and straight. And I'm going to put the left edge. Oh, I need to open out the arm. All right, I'm running out of space under the camera here. Okay, so that I can get this left edge of the paper at the 8. Okay, so that's at the 8. Then I'm going to drop this arm here. I'm going to scoot it over so you can see. I know I'm outside of the camera. Hold on one second. There you go. Okay, and I'm going to use the scoring blade to press down. I'm going to run it back 2 or 3 times. All right, then I will slide my paper over to the 4-inch mark and do the same thing with my scoring blade, run it back and forth 2 or 3 times. So at that point, I have my score lines on my paper. You could have used your Simply Scored. And if you are new to paper crafting and you don't have any tool that will do that, let me tell you how you can do it. You can just grab a straight edge or a ruler and a very dull knife, like a dull butter knife, and you just lay your straight edge there and use your butter knife to just crease the paper. What that's going to do is make it really easy to fold on those lines. All right? All right, here we go. This is going to be really fun. Oh, I am short one piece of cardstock here. So give me, I don't know how that happened when I checked everything. Okay, give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. That was a good test for my microphone too, because I took it off real quick to run across the room and now I'm back. So hopefully we're all good. Okay, yes, this is classic Christmas colors, isn't it? All right, I have a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock that I ran and got and cut. This is 4 1/4 inches square. All right, that's going to be the base of our project. I think on one that I'm going to show you at the end, this piece is Pear Pizzazz, which is also beautiful. It's one of the other colors in here, so that's fine. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take the paper, lay it in front of you, and we're going to take this corner and fold it down. We're going to make a triangle, and we're going to fold it so it meets our crease that we made. And I'm going to shove this up a little bit so you can see better. What we want to do is have it lined up here on this edge as best as you can. Okay, you want to line up those two. They're not really raw edges because they're cut nice and neat, but that's what you're aiming for, and then press it so that you have a triangle. All right, if you have a bone folder in your reach, go ahead and grab your bone folder. All this does is it burnishes the crease very nicely. This is a Stampin' Up item. It's called a bone folder. They're great to have. They're very inexpensive. All right, so we have that triangle, and then this will fold right on the crease. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to force it a little bit because mine isn't lining up great. So this is where you can kind of wiggle it a little. You want this triangle and this fold to be working really nicely with you, okay? All right, so that is step 1. We've got our triangles. Let me review. 4 by, you know what, you guys? I think I told you this was 11 inches. It's 12. Oh, I hope you didn't run and cut paper. If you did, I'll send you a piece of paper. This is 4 by 12. That's why it was divided into even thirds when we scored at 4 and 8. We have our triangle, and we're going to fold this over All right, now you're gonna grab your adhesive. You can use your liquid glue or your glue stick. What I recommend is a heavy duty adhesive. This is our Terran tape, and it's a two-sided sticky tape. It's what I'm gonna choose for this because I wanna seal this edge really, really well. Oh, you know, we're gonna do one thing first. I'm gonna set this aside. Let's take our adhesive and just make this triangle stick down a little bit. All right, that's gonna make our project in the end a little bit neater. Okay, so I am trying to catch up on comments. It looks like you guys are still with me. Remember, if you have any questions or if I'm moving too fast, let me know. Now I'm gonna take that adhesive, my Terran tape, put it at the bottom of this triangle, and watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it way to the edge and then actually use my scissors to snip it off so it goes way over. All right. All right, we're gonna take the backing off of that tape. And we're gonna seal that edge. And I will tell you, you're gonna be so excited what this is. Although, if you are a Stamp Club member, which some of you are, you have made one of these at Stamp Club. So hopefully you're making a different pattern tonight. All right, so what we just created is a pocket because that is the perfect spot for a gift card. Okay, so this is where we're going. We're making a gift card holder. All right, now you're gonna take your paper and this, just follow me here for a second, all right? I'm gonna flip this over. This is going to shut like this. Let me show you that. And this piece is gonna reveal the back side. So I'm gonna take that and just flip my paper over. It's easier to do my triangle that way. And same thing, line up this edge as straight as you can and press your crease. Oh, that's not very straight at all. That's okay, this is live and we're just gonna go with it. Plus, when you're crafting, sometimes things don't turn out just right the first time. All right, so we have our triangle. Now we're back to this side. All right, and this is how this is gonna close. Now let me show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna force it with my bone folder just to smooth that out a little bit better. And then if I was going to actually finish this and send it, I would probably take my scissors and trim off that little edge that's showing. Let's just do it. Okay, because maybe some of you had that happen too, where the edge of the paper is showing. Let's just get rid of it. Okay, I'll tell you one of the mottos that we use in my stamping group is, I meant to do that. And so sometimes when you have something go not quite right, you just go, it's okay, I meant to do that. And then you feel better about it. Now we're gonna take our adhesive and just seal that little triangle up a little so it sits closed nicely, like so. All right, now this is so fun because you get to see both sides of that fun paper. This piece that we started with, our square, is going to be the base. So I'm gonna attach that with my glue. All right, now while I'm gluing this, I'm gonna do another little commercial. At the very end of tonight, I'm going to mention again my ordering special for the night. If you go to my online store and place an order of $25 or more, I am going to send you the materials packet for everything that we made tonight. So you're gonna get the red paper, the designer paper, the paper for the stamping, you're gonna get the trim, you're gonna get the rhinestones, you're gonna get paper. So every piece of consumable product that we're using tonight, you are going to get for free. And that is with a $25 order or larger. And so you'll do that at my online store. Cutest origami ever, Janae says. Yes, it is. Super cute. All right, I'm going to set that aside so we can do our stamping. But I do want to let you know, if you go to my online store to place your order, please use this host code at checkout. I know you guys are all really good at doing online shopping, so this won't be any surprise. When you get to the checkout screen, instead of like a coupon or a promotion code, you're going to see a place to put a host code. And so you'll put in this host code, make a note of it or take a screenshot. And that way, when you order, I will know by this code that you're ordering for Stampin' Bingo Night, and I will mail out your materials packet for free. Now, if you're stamping along with me tonight, but you have your own Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, then please place an order with your demonstrator, okay? I only want my customers to order from me, and if you have a demonstrator that you order from, please place your order with her. And I promise she and I will make something work out so you can get a packet. All right, let's do our stamping. So what I have is one white square that has been die cut, and we need 2 of them. So I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss again and stack a 1 plate and a 2 plate. And this time I have a square die. This was actually from Stitched Shapes, which did retire, but it was so popular for a couple years that if you are already a crafter, you probably already have this in your craft room. All right, so I'm going to layer this up. The mini is a little bit more finicky about your plates being lined up, just so you know. The Big Bertha, or the big one, is not as finicky, but this one is a little bit more finicky about your plates being lined up. All right. Let's pop this out of there. Okay, Mitzi, I'm going to put the code back in the screen here while I'm busy doing this. And if you miss anything tonight, of course, you can always message me or text me or email me. All right, so there is my second die cut square. And then we need 1 more die cut. I'll put this back into view in just 1 moment. This time I'm going to cut out a scalloped square that looks like this. I've got my 1 and 2 plate, my paper and my die, and a second 2 plate. All right, for those of you who are already Stampin' Up! Users, let me know in the comments if you have the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine or if you have the mini. Okay, I'm curious, or if you have both. And if you don't have one yet, put in the comments that you wish you had one. Okay, here's all of our parts, and we're going to do our stamping now. I'm using stamps from this same set. We're going to use the tree next. If you're stamping along with me, you need to get your image. I know some of you are using different stamp sets at home, so go ahead and you need an image that is going to fit onto this square. Oh, and if you did not die cut your square, but you want to just know the measurement of it, it is about... It's 2 5/8, but you could get away with 2 1/2 if you don't want to worry about the eighths. Your square, all right? So I've got my black ink and my tree, walking it around to get it nice and inked. And this tree is going to go on the right side of my square. Okay, and we'll get that out of the way so I don't accidentally stick something in it, which I'm very prone to do. And then I'm going to take a real red ink pad, pop this open, and on this little scrap that was left over, I'm going to stamp a Merry Hello, which is also from the same stamp set. So we're only using one stamp set so far tonight. Evelyn says she has both. You're killing it, Evelyn. Evelyn is getting ready for all kinds of stamping things that she's working on as a new demonstrator. All right, there we have a Merry Hello. If you're stamping with a different stamp set, just stamp your greeting. So we have that for our project. I'm just reaching up here. This is for those of you who are beginners. I'm cleaning my stamps on what's called a Simply Chamois. All right, it comes like this. I've cut mine into 2 pieces because for classes, it's proven to be a little bit easier to use in class. And you just get it wet with plain water from your sink, and this is how you clean the ink off of your stamps. All right, let's put that Real Red ink pad away. I'm going to pull that host code into view again in case somebody did not get that. And now let's finish this up. We're going to do one more stamped item, and this is the cute little bird. I think that out of every stamp in here, although they're adorable, once you stamp the bird, you totally fall in love. He's just super cute. So we're going to stamp the bird on the second of your white squares. All right, it's just going to go on the bottom right corner like that. Isn't he cute? Oh, when I was stamping it was probably out of view. Sorry, I'll check for that better. Okay, now we're going to grab our Stampin Blends and do some coloring. All right, let's start with Daffodil Delight. Again, the Stampin' Blends come in a light and a dark, so I'm starting with the light. And I am going to get up here where you can see a little better. I'm just going to color in the bird. I think each time I do this card, I do it different. I'm quite sure that I have colored the bird in crumb cake before, and today I chose to use yellow, so that's okay. Then I'm going to use the dark, only because it's here, to color the beak. I don't know if I'm going to like it, so let's check it out and see if it's dark enough. I would usually grab for an orange, but it's fine. If you don't want to have to grab a different color marker, don't, but I'm going to grab Mango Melody and do the little bird beak, just so it's a little bit more orange. Yeah, I like it better. Okay, let me bring that up so you can see it a little bit better. Let's see if I can do this better this time. And then we're gonna reach for Real Red and color the bird's hat. I'm using the light Real Red. And then this is not necessary, but it is a little trick. And like I said, I'm not artistic, but I try to learn tricks that make me seem more artistic. And so one thing is to not leave this bird kind of floating on the page. So I'm going to take my green marker and just very simply put a little line under him. It's the tiniest little thing, but now he appears to be standing on the ground instead of floating in the air. So those tiny little tricks are helpful to learn along the way. Okay, we're going to put that aside and go to our tree. And I don't know, I think I'm going to stick with Mossy Meadow. No, we used Granny Apple Green earlier, so I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. Color the tree with your lighter green. This marker could use to be replaced. I can tell that it's starting to wear out. I have had my Stampin' Blends for a couple years. A set of blends is $9. I believe it's $9, and that's for the light and the dark. So let me glance. Okay, I think you guys are doing okay. I want to tell you that my friend and team member Cheryl is helping me tonight. She's also stamping and playing from home, but I asked Cheryl if she could kind of be my extra eyeballs tonight, because it's a little bit a lot to be teaching the projects and stamping the projects and running the Facebook Live and keeping all of the comments in mind. So like I said earlier, if I happen to miss something, either type it again, or Cheryl's going to try to get my attention and let me know that I've really missed something. Thank you, Cheryl. She's my helper. All right, so I've done the whole tree in my lighter of Granny Apple Green. And I would take the dark one, but where this is going, I'm gonna just mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna do my, my Mossy Meadow and see if I like it. I'm just coming in and doing some of these little under pieces of the little boughs. Just again, to give it a little bit of shading. And then, okay, you're gonna love this. So I've got my dark green, and it's a little bit obvious, right? So this is where the blends do their magic. I'm gonna go back to my Granny Apple Green, and now I'm going to actually color right over that dark one and blend it up into the lighter color. And it's going to create a magical bit of shading that you really can't get any other way. Look at how that just blended the dark into the light. And that's because I went rogue and grabbed a different color marker than I did when I created this project earlier. But that was good. Now we can see how the blends work. All right, this is taking a little bit more time because of having to do that, but we are almost done coloring. All right, so for those of you who are crafting along with me, put in the comments if you are using markers, you know, like coloring markers that you already owned, or if you are using colored pencils or something different. I'm grabbing crumb cake and just going to color the whole base of the Christmas tree. And then dark crumb cake. And I'm going to do like every other little line that's here. Plus, I think there'd be a little bit of a shadow under where the tree is, right? Right there. All right, fun. Okay, and then real red. Let's do the ornaments. 1, 2, and let's just do this one. Okay, so we've got a couple of red ornaments. All right, Laura's using some watercolor pens. Ooh, lovely. All right, what else are you all using? Okay, and then I've got Dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm coloring the last 3 ornaments, the 2 stars. Let me tell you another thing about the Stampin' Blends. They are alcohol markers. So the reason that they blend so nicely is because they evaporate into the air as you're using them. I mentioned about them going through, so just be conscientious of that. And you also do need to use the Memento black ink pad. That way the black line does not bleed. Okay, otherwise if you use different kind of black ink and you color with markers, sometimes it will bleed. All right, so I'm going to take my Merry Hello and snip it out. Okay, I'm going to teach you another couple tricks on this. Let me get my big scissors. All right, first cut close to the left side of your greeting. Then you're going to cut along the bottom. I want to get pretty close to my words. Then we're going to cut across the top, like so. All right, so there's your greeting. Yours might say something different depending on what you're stamping with. Now I'm going to take my scissors. I want to take a little bit of this off, but let me show you how to make a banner end. There's lots of ways you can do this. You can have a punch that does it, but let me just show you how to do it with your scissors. All right, take your scissors, and the first thing that you're going to do, okay, Stephanie is using her children's scented colored pencils. So are you like sniffing the paper as you go, Steph? I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're going to take your scissors and snip from the end of the paper, just at the middle, snip. Then you're going to go from the corner to that point that you snipped in the center. Then you're going to go from the other corner to the center and snip. Now what happens is you get a nice little banner end like that. If I had tried to go from this side and then this side, it would not have been straight. And then I would have done it again and again, and eventually I would have nothing left. So this little banner trick is super helpful to have up your sleeve. Snip the middle and then go from corner to corner. And it usually comes out pretty well. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this together so that it all comes together. Let's put this on with some adhesive. Again, I'm using our liquid glue. I really like it because a little goes a long way. You don't want to over glue or your papers are going to warp and then it doesn't look very professional. So I'm going to attach this to that little scalloped square. Look how cute that is with the little edge peeking out. Isn't that adorable? Okay, here's another trick of the trade. I'm going to flip this over and press it on the back. And you may be saying, why do you do that? Well, if you have something on your fingers, even just oils from your fingers, or if you touched an ink pad or the marker, or you were eating Cheetos, and you go to press it on this side, you're going to get smudge marks on that beautiful white cardstock. So once it's kind of set down with your adhesive, if you flip it over, it's a little trick that's helpful to know. All right, then we're going to take our greeting and I'm going to attach it to the corner, kind of hanging off. It'll be fine, I promise. Okay, Stephanie tried the banner trick snippy snip and says it totally worked. Yes, awesome. Okay, now watch what we're going to do. Let's take our gift card holder that we already created. We're going to take this cute focal point that's going to go right here on the front, but be careful, okay, don't glue yet. If you put glue all over the back of this and attach it, it won't open. So we need to put adhesive only where it's going to be stuck to that top triangle. All right, got that? So don't put adhesive all over the whole thing, just on the top of this square, like this triangle area. I'll show you. Here I've got a piece already from my tear and tape. But you can use your liquid glue or whatever adhesive you have out. Just make sure that you are only attaching it here to the top. And why do I warn you? Probably because I've made the mistake before. So see, it's great because I go before you, I make all the mistakes, and then I show you how to do it so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. This is a similar tool to the Take Your Pick tool. I grabbed this one this time. It was just an old piercing tool, but it does the same purpose in peeling off the backings of my tape. Okay, so now I'm safe to attach this because I only have adhesive in the correct area. Okay, you can see I have no adhesive here, so it is stuck to my project here where it needs to be. Okay, and then ready, wait for it. We're gonna take our little piece with the bird and attach it here, which also kind of covers up that plain green triangle. Ah, so cute. Now he can get adhesive all over him because it's gonna go on the whole square. Okay, if you are loving this, put some little hearts or some comments in the comment box so I know that you're with me. All right, there that goes. I'm going to do the same thing of just tack it down, and I'm going to flip mine over. Oh, I got white on this side. Okay, watch. I'm going to grab something else just so I don't smear my white cardstock. There we go. And like I said, a gift card will fit into this pocket like so. All right, Taja's got heart eyeballs. She loves it. Okay, we need to do one last thing, because how can we stop without a little bit of bling? So these are our holiday rhinestones. So they come in blue, 2 colors of green, red, and yellow. They're super pretty. So I will just grab a yellow and a red and a dark green, I think this time. All right, just a couple of little rhinestones, add some bling to that, and you've got your inside finished as well. This will fit in the standard envelope size that we use in card making also. All right, let me show you some other gift card holders made with that exact same method. All right, here we've got Santa. All right, still that same Heartwarming Hugs paper, just a different print. We've got Santa on here and some stars on the inside. Love you, Santa. This one is a cutesy one with our penguin set and the adorable penguin paper. This has been uber popular, so popular that it is not orderable right now. You have to wait till after November 18th, and then you can order the stamps and the punch and the adorable paper. And then this one is a little bit more of a classic fancy look instead of cutesy. This has some little branches and holly berries and a different designer paper. All right, there you go. Yes, Mitzi, they're so darn cute. All right, and here's your finished project from tonight. This is the one that I had done earlier, and it is on the Pear Pizzazz cardstock background, which is pretty too. Okay, let's scoot that out of the way and let's play bingo. Okay, you ready to go? This time we are playing for, I'm trying to watch who all is here. Stephanie, you did it. Yes. Cindy, thank you. Yes. Okay, good comments. All right, this is super fun. Let's see. Most of you who are watching, it seems like, are crafters. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away another card kit. And even if you don't feel like you're an experienced crafter or stamper yet, I promise if you are the one that wins this card kit, everything's in here for you to create. So you will have your first experience and it will be fantastic. All right, this card kit is the Kerchief Card Kit. So it's more of an all occasion. It also is totally all inclusive. It has some cute little twine. It has dimensionals in here, has the instructions and everything you need to make 4 Thinking of You cards and 4 Celebrate Today cards. So this card kit is going to our next bingo winner. All right, shaking up the numbers, and here we go. The first number is 4. I don't think we pulled 4 last time. Remember, in your comment box, if you have a 4, if that was one of your numbers, be sure and type in right now B. All right, I'm going to draw another one because it's going to take a while for us to get going. All right, we have a B. We have a couple B's. 5. 4 and 5. Our next number is 13. All right, we've got B, 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 lots of B's. All right. Hopefully, if you weren't as lucky last time, you'll be lucky this time. The next number is 3. Look at it. We got 4, 5, 3, low numbers. We already have a BIN, ladies. Okay, we've got a bunch of B's. We have one BIN. Here's the next number, 17. Now let me mention, if you are the lucky winner of this kit and I do not have your mailing address, you're going to need to make sure that you get that to me because I'm going to ship these to you. All right, we have some more B's. We have a BIN. We have a couple of BIs. All right, here we go. Here's the next number. It is, whoops, 10, number 10. B, BI. We have one BIN. Couple more B's. Another BIN. Ooh, are you getting nervous? B, lots of B's. Everybody's in on this one. We have a BING. Holy smokes. Okay, we're getting close. So I'm going to make sure I'm watching really close. We have a BING. Here comes the next number. The next number is 21. 21. Let's see if that did it for anybody. We still have a BING. BIN, BI, B. A few of you are still getting into this game. Okay, I'm going to draw another number. It is 24. Number 24. B, BING. BIN. All right, here we go. The next number is, we have BIN, BIN. The next number is 7. BIN, we still have one. I think we have two BING. Taja, yay, I'm glad you're having fun. I know, this is so much fun. Patsy's got some letters. Look, we have lots of BIN now. Evelyn has bingo. I just saw her pop up in the comments. Evelyn has bingo. Let's check Evelyn's numbers. Okay, Evelyn, let's check. I've got you registered with 4, 5, 7, 10, and 13. A big winner. Awesome. Okay, Evelyn, that card kit is going out to you. And you know what, Evelyn, type into the comments. I feel like when I first met you and you were getting your very first card kit from me, that it was this one already. If that is true, Evelyn, no, not that one. If you already have the, let me see what it's called. If you already have the Kerchief Card Kit, tell me. Ashley, you had none of those numbers. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because I'll make sure you get a different kit if you did, Evelyn. And if I missed the comment, you can let me know later, okay? Okay. Let me put those bingo numbers away. And we're going to go on to our third project. Okay. For those of you who might be brand new still to Stampin' Up, let me show you. Every year we have an annual catalog. This is this year's catalog. Mine, of course, gets used daily, so it's a little bit ratty. Here's a nice fresh one. All right, and then in the fall, we have a mini catalog come out, and the mini has basically all of the fall and winter holiday things showcased. So fall, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, and it kind of nudges towards winter, but not as far as like say Valentine's Day. If you do not already have a catalog, either the annual or a holiday or a fall mini, and you would like a copy, please let me know. I will make sure that you get catalogs in hand. If you have a demonstrator of your own, you can let your demonstrator know that you would like a copy of the catalog. Okay. Let me show you inside. Oh, I need to make a note that Evelyn won that card kit. Okay, Evelyn, I got you. Okay, some of you are saying you did way better on that one. You got closer than on the first round. Well, there's one more coming up, okay? So let's stick with me. Let me show you real quick inside the mini catalog. This is what the stamp set looks like that we're using tonight, okay? This is Be Jolly, and I'm explaining this for our especially new people. The stamps come inside the case like this. So here you can see the Santas and the Be Jolly. These other stamps are pulled out because we used them tonight. But when you're looking at it in the catalog, sometimes it looks a little different. So I wanted you to see how it's pictured. So each of these items is in the Be Jolly stamp set. Here's the item number and here's the price. Another thing about the stamp set is it will always have a suggestion of your clear blocks. That is because our blocks are used for multiple stamps. So these come off like so. So this particular one is a C block. So when I'm going to stamp with this size stamp, I'm able to just cling it to my block, and then I can stamp with it and then put my stamps away and put my blocks away. So this will always give you an idea or a suggestion of which size blocks you need. So for instance, the tree fits really nicely on a D block, and that's one of the suggestions. All right, so that's kind of what you're looking at when you're looking at a Stampin' Up! Catalog. The next thing that we're going to stamp with, because I'm going to change gears, we're going to get out of cutesy and get into a little bit more Christmas elegant. And so the two stamp sets that will be used next are pictured here in the mini catalog. I'll be using elements from Christmas season, these lovely pine cones and boughs and branches. Super, super pretty. There are coordinating dies that go with it. Those would be what you would use in your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to cut shapes out. You'll see me do that. And then also this set that has lots of lovely holiday sentiments. All right, so when you're looking in the catalog, you can kind of get a feel for what you're looking at. This is the stamp set. Here's the dies pictured down here. They're pictured elsewhere in the catalog larger. All right, here we go. Project number 3. So I've got several pieces that are needed for this one. Oh, Ashley says she didn't know about the catalog suggesting the block sizes. Good. And Ashley's not brand new, so she even learned something new tonight. That is awesome. Thanks for telling us, Ashley. Okay, I've got lots of parts and pieces, so let's go over this. First of all, I have a piece of Evening Evergreen cardstock. It is 5.5 by 8.5, and then I've scored and folded it down the center at 4 1/4. This is the card base. This is a very standard size card base that we use all the time. This can be used vertically, although this time we're going to use it in this direction with the fold at the top. All right, so that's our card base. Then I have a piece of soft succulent cardstock, and this is trimmed down just a little bit smaller. So this is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. It's going to get attached to this. And again, remember, if you place that $25 order or more on my at my online store, you're going to get a packet with all of these papers, everything we're using tonight. It just doesn't include the stamps and the ink, so that's a good thing to order. So if you order your stamps and ink, and then you'll get all of these packet pieces, so you can watch the replay and recreate the projects. Then I have a piece of designer series paper, and this is from, I'm forgetting what the name of this one is. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. Painted Christmas. Okay, so here's the front. All of our designer papers are two-sided. You're usually going to have a bolder print on one side and something a little more subtle on the other side. This piece is 5 inches by 3 3/4. So each one is just a tiny bit smaller than the one before it. All right, so actually, in order to get these kind of out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and attach them to my card base. So I have my liquid glue. I'll attach, or I'll put my liquid glue on to the soft succulent piece. Now listen, I know some of you are stamping tonight and you're using different products, but you're following along and trying to copy the same project ideas. I would love it if you would take pictures and put them in my Julie's Stamping and Sharing group, which is just a group on Facebook that you can join. It's for all my stamping friends. And then I can see the projects that you made. I would love that. Sometimes I even do a drawing for certain things, like, hey, if you submit a photo of a project between now and Friday, I'll do a drawing. All right, now I'm putting my adhesive on the back of the designer series paper. Again, this is 3 3/4 by 5. Look how pretty that is. I love these colors. And again, we're moving a little bit away from cutesy, although I love the cute stuff and I love the Santa and the bird and the tree. But this is a little more elegant, just a different look. Okay, I have a piece, another piece of Evening Evergreen. This piece is cut down to 3 3/4 by 3. This is going to be the backing for this piece, and this piece of white needs to be 3 1/2 by 2 3/4. And again, after tonight, you will be able to come back and watch the replay of tonight's live if you need to get any of the dimensions, or you just want to watch the projects again. All right, let's do our stamping. We're going to start stamping on here. I'm using Real Red ink again, which we used earlier tonight. And I'm using this greeting from that one stamp set that I pointed out in the catalog. It says, "Love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through." So we are going to put this right in the center of our white piece. All right, and if you are new to stamping, or even if you're not, and you stamp it and it's crooked or you smudged it, just flip it over. Paper has two sides, and you can just try again. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this little image, this little leafy image, and Evening Evergreen ink. And we're just going to put one at this top corner here. And then another one down here. And you can see this is where your little grid paper or your just plain copy paper, you always want to stamp with something underneath, because in this instance, I'm stamping off the edge of my cardstock, so you need it to go somewhere. All right, we've got that little bit of green. And then I will grab the little dots. There's a couple different things that look like holly berries. These tiny ones, I'm just going to use to add some red to the corner. It's not a huge thing, but it just adds a teeny bit of red, okay? All right, and then I'm going to set that aside. Now I've got some paper that is just scraps, and we're going to continue stamping. This time I'm using Soft Succulent. And this image, this bigger one, I don't know if it's eucalyptus or not, but when I'm talking to myself, which I do when I'm stamping, I call it the eucalyptus branch. So I'm going to stamp that here. All right, and this particular stamp set is called a distinctive stamp set, which means it has some natural, not shading, but some natural distress to it. So this is actually how the stamp is supposed to look, even on this one, okay? That's really how it's supposed to look. It actually gives it a more realistic look. Okay, then we'll take Evening Evergreen again and stamp a bow. You know, Cheryl is making a comment and she's absolutely right. And that is our perfect coordination of colors. So you can see that on this project, between the Soft Succulent, the Evening Evergreen, the Real Red, all of those colors are in this designer series paper. So that's completely done by design so that you can have cardstock, paper, ink, even embellishments that totally coordinate, and it makes it easy for you to pull your project together. That's a great reminder. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, and then we need one more piece. Let me show you how much fun it is to stamp this pine cone. So I have two colors of brown or tan. This one is called Crumb Cake. And watch how this is going to work. To make the pine cone, we're actually using two different stamps. So this one is a little bit more of a background of the pine cone. I don't know which way is easier to see it. And this one is more of the detail of the pine cone. This is called two-step stamping. So it's when you're actually going to stamp two or something. We're going to just cut these out. All right, and it looks like I'm having a little bit of technical, so let's see what happens in the next second or two if this catches up. All right. On my end, I don't know if you can hear me. On my end, it is appearing to be buffering, so I'm not sure what the problem is, but I don't want to not finish the project in case it's better on your end. So what I am going to do, instead of cutting these out, I have some pre-cut, so I'm going to skip this step. I would run it through here with my dies, and I would get these images. Okay, so in case you're stuck, Cecilia says that she had to refresh, and Cheryl is also telling me the same. So I don't know. Oh, you know what? I'm going to refresh my computer as well and see if we're okay. All right, so instead of cutting those out and taking up the time, I have, by the magic of TV, cut them out ahead of time for you. All right, so there are our three pieces, and we are going to be ready to put this together. Okay, so I'm going to first of all attach my words. Let me get my comments back after refreshing. Hold on one second. Okay, So Cheryl, you might have to clue me in because my comments have totally disappeared since I refreshed. Okay, so I am putting adhesive on the back of our stamped words, and we'll attach that to the evening evergreen. There we go. And then I'm going to take my cutout pieces. Let's attach this one first down here. And I'm looking at my finished project. It looks like I stamped my red dots in different spots, so that's fine. I'll show you the finished one as well. That'll be a teeny bit different. And then let's glue the bow on. Maybe over here. See, that's going to end up just peeking out down there, which is totally fine. And then we're going to take our pine cone, and for the first time tonight, I'm going to grab some dimensionals, which are foam sticky dots. I'm just going to put 2 of those on the back of my pine cone so that we can raise it up a little bit, make it a little bit more 3D. All right. So just so you know, I am not able to see my comments anymore. And so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to finish the project. And then I will let you guys know that I will go back and read any comments that I missed. All right, so let's take our pine cone. Now it needs to be low enough that we can read our words. So I'm going to drop it down here in that corner. And then let's use our dimensionals again on the back of this piece. 4 is probably enough, but I think I will add 6. I miss you guys because now I can't see if you're commenting, and now I'm a little bit sad. I'm gonna have to figure that out before we do bingo because I have to be able to see it. All right, and let's pull these off of here. Okay, and put this onto our card front. Isn't that lovely? A little bit fancier. All right. Okay, I'm actually able to read some of my comments on my phone. So give me a second to finish this, and then I will adjust and we will play our final game of bingo. All right, the last piece that we're going to put in here is going to go on the inside, because see how dark this is? That's going to be really hard unless you have like a white paint pen. So we're going to put a layer of white cardstock on the inside, but because we don't want it to be boring, let's just put a couple of images on the corner. So I've got, again, my little eucalyptus. I don't know if that's what that is. And how about a little bough, a tree branch. Now I feel like it needs red. I wasn't going to add red, but now I feel like it needs red. All right, so at least that little edge is decorated. We don't want to leave it blank. And let's attach that to the inside, and that will complete our third project for tonight's Stampin' Bingo. All right, there we go. Let's attach that to the inside. And then, as I said, I'm going to reach over to my computer and see if I can get the comments up and running so we can play our third and final game. All right, and I'm going to flip that over and press it like so. Okay, and we are still short of our 2-hour mark. That's great. My goal is to be completely done and out of here before 8:30. Give me a minute now. I know I'm reaching across my screen. Let's see if I can get my comments back. All right, Cheryl likes that one. Thank you, Cheryl. Me too. Okay, let's see. Oh, I just learned something. Sheila. Evelyn, is Sheila your daughter? Okay, I've got my comments back. Okay, you guys are awesome. All right, Evelyn, you already have that stamp kit, so we'll take care of that. I'm catching up. All right, I think I'm fairly caught up on comments. Everybody just write something real quick in the comment box so I can see if we are live. Yes, Sheila's my daughter. Thank you, Evelyn. All right, there's a message from Kathy. 1 or 2 more of you make a comment, and that way I will know that we're good to go ahead with bingo. Antoinette's in. Okay. All right, here we go then. So for the prize on this 3rd round, I'm going to give you a choice. So whoever the winner is, you're going to get to choose between either a stamp set. This is super cute. It's called Counting Sheep. And it has a stamp that says you're amazing, a birthday stamp, the little hat that you can put on the sheep. Super cute. This is a brand new, never used stamp set. All right. So if you are the winner of this 3rd round of bingo, you can choose the stamp set, or if you don't want a stamping prize, you can choose the Starbucks gift card instead. And of course, it will come in a cute little gift card holder. All right. So whoever's the winner, you can choose the gift card or the stamp set. All right, here we go. Mixing up the numbers. Okay, good. Ladies, thank you. Okay, Stephanie's putting her pine cone on her card. Ladies are commenting how much they've learned tonight. Awesome. Remember, December 7th is the next one. Pre-register so you can choose your numbers and invite somebody new so you can be in the drawing. Here is the first number for our last game of bingo, 13. If you have it, type a B in the comments. 13. Okay, we've got a couple of B's. Patsy, I'm so glad that you joined in. We need to catch up. Yes. All right, there's a couple of B's. So 13 was a lucky number tonight. Here we go. Number 15. All right, we've got a couple of B's. Here comes the next number. Okay, now this fell off of the little, see I'm using like little chips. This fell off of the chip, but I pulled it out of my bag. So number 18. So we have 13, 15, and 18. I didn't want to not call 18 because it might be your number, but he did fall off of the little chip. All right, we have 13, 15, and 18 and a bunch of B's I can see. The next one is 14. 13, 15, 18, and 14. All right, we got some more B's. And 3. The number 3. BI. All right, we got a BI. We've got another B, another BI. Oh, good. Okay, Antoinette, you're doing your numbers for Mom. Okay, for Rochelle. Awesome. Some more B's, some more B's. Okay, the next number is 19. I don't think we've called 19 at all tonight. So let's see what that does for you all. Do you hear that squeaking? I'm cleaning my stamps as we're playing bingo. Okay, another BI. Here we go. The next number is 17. BI, BI. All right, the next one is 24. Number 24. A couple of BIs. Oh, there's a BIN. We've got BIN so far. Maybe a couple of them. Oh, a couple more bings. We have a BING. Cecilia, look it. You're luckier this time. Okay. We've got a BING. All right. The next number is 2. Number 2. BING. We have 1 or 2 BINGs, so we're getting close to the end. We have number 8. Number 8. BIN, BIN, BIN. Okay, there's a bunch of contenders. Oh, Kathy! Kathy has a bingo. I see it pop up in the comments. Kathy, congratulations. I'm going to wait one more second and see if anybody else also got bingo at the same time. I've got Kathy as the winner. 25. Does that do it for anybody? We've got number 25. I'm going to take care of Kathy's prize, but I have no numbers to check for Kathy. Okay, let me see. Do I have any BING? Are you guys still with me? Yep, I got some BINs. Number 21. 21. Okay, don't be nervous, Kathy. I'm going to make sure I take care of you. All right, no bingos yet. Here we go. Number 1. How about number 1? BIN. See, this one's lasting a long time now. All right, the next one is 23. I'm watching the comments. Let me see. Where are you guys at? All right, the next one is 20. We have a lot of numbers out. Look at that. BING. Anybody? Anybody? Okay, I'm going to pull another one. I don't see it yet. Hold on. Here we go. 12. How about 12? BIN, BIN, BIN. We have at least 2 BINGs. Here comes the next number. Number 9. BING, BING. Oh my goodness, so you're holding your breath? It's so close. I think there's 4 or 5 of you. Okay, Rochelle has BING. Thank you, Antoinette. Cecilia, bingo! And you're the one who said you started out so unlucky earlier. Okay, so Cecilia is our big winner for the 3rd round. Cecilia, if you can. Oh, and Taja got bingo also. All right, so I'm going to take care of Kathy and Cecilia. I want you to pick if you would rather have the stamp set or the Starbucks gift card. So type in the comments which one you want, and I'll make a note of it. And then Taja, I will make sure to send you a consolation prize as well. Congratulations, Cecilia. All right. So I am going to... All right. Cecilia wants the Starbucks card. So I have noted that. All right, let me review. Evelyn, I'm going to send you a different card kit that you don't already have. Cecilia, you are going to get the Starbucks gift card. Kathy, I need to connect with you and get your contact information, okay? So whether that's through Facebook Messenger or you can find me, you can message me. I know that, or just go to my website and go to my email. And then Taja, I'm going to make sure that you get a gift as well. So we are going to wrap this up tonight. Thank you so much for joining tonight. This was a hoot, and I can't wait to play again on December 7th. And don't forget that if there are items that you would like to order, go ahead and go to my online store. If you don't know how to get there, the fastest way is to go to my blog, stampwithjuliebaum.com, and you can click on the shop button, and that will take you to my store. All right, enter the host code at checkout, and then I will send you your packet of materials for free. Thank you so much for playing along. It was so fun to have you. And come back in December and let's do this again. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next time.